name's Irem, and this is the first video in a while. I thought I'd run you through the add-ons I use. Down in the description there is a link to a RAR file that includes all these add-ons, which aren't a lot, but some people have been asking me which add-ons I use, so I will do it anyway. First off, got Atlas Loot. I won't go too much into them right now. Got Auctionator, Bonus Scanner, Elite Player Frame, Gatherer, Gathermate 2, Gathermate 2. I have both the second and the first one. So Gathermate and Gathermate 2, and then Gathermate 2 Data and Gathermate Data. So these two are paired, and then these two are paired. Then we got Gathermate Data. No, that's the one I already went through. We got Gear Score here, which I've currently disabled, but it's used for certain servers such as Warmain. Guild MI, we're not gonna do. It's to do with invites. Ignore this one, it's not really important. Mixed scrolling battle text, self-explanatory. MSBT is options to this. You can just keep that on. Omen is a threat meter. Pally power is the Pally buffs central. You need this if you're a Paladin. We got postal. Fairly self-explanatory as well. Recount, roots, simple threat meter, which I'm not using. If I have it here, but if I use the threat meter, I use Omen. And then there's this one. I'm not really sure what this one is for. I think it's just being able to change the positions of stuff on the UI, but I have ElveUI for that. We got Titan panel, and Swatter is just debug. Titan panel, these are just kind of all in one package. Instead of having one, they're tossed on. We got Toller cooldown. I haven't used this one in a while. Might start using it again, I don't know. ElveUI and then DBM. And we'll hop in and we'll look through the add-ons in game. So this is done on the server Odyssey, which is a new up-and-coming server. This is the same. It has some of the same people as the previous server I was on, which was called Wrathbane. However, there's been change in leadership. There's been change in core. This one is running Azeroth core. It's progression. It's 5 times, but there's also double XP weekend. So in weekends, you get 10 times the experience. So I strongly suggest leveling in the weekends. However, there will be some more videos from this server. There will be dungeons, there will be raids, there will be a let's play from 1 to 80. I'm very sorry that the woman one didn't get completed. It got bugged, so I decided to just remove it instead of having a half-finished series. So hopefully this one can get finished. There'll also be a 1 to 80 time-lapse. And of course, you can all use these on other servers, so they can be interchangeable. But generally speaking, they'll be for this one. So, let's look at postal. So postal just basically gives you a bit more options. You can open them all, you can return all, you can delete a bit easier, and you can also open all. So if you've got a lot of auctions up and running, you can do that. Now if we go into here, we can see Auctionator, which is over here. Buy, sell, more. I don't know what this is. I think this is to watch auctions. I haven't really played around with it. This up here is Titan Bar. It allows you to see your accumulative gold over all your tunes. You also have backspace and durability. Also time to level, which is currently non-active, and also there's no numbers here, but you can use this while leveling. It'll tell you the XP rate you're going at. It'll also tell you the approximation to the next level. Not that it matters, but you can see it there. It also gives you your cohorts and where you're actually located, and the time and volume panel such as this, and then you can auto hide it and not. I like to have it up. And then you have ElveUI, which is basically a full overhaul of your UI. I won't go into the details on how this works. If it adds this one, so if you want to go through all of this, you can, and there's a lot of things you can customize here. But yeah. I won't go through this. If you want to see, there's probably some guides out there, but I'm using this for UI. I will attach my profile, which is called Lemon Time Outland. Ignore why it's called that. It was whoever gave it to me back in the day. But I'll give you that, and that gives you this setup with your bars down here, your health, or your... So you have your target here, you have you here, you have your chat, your minimap. I like it. It's nice and easy to use. If you want to use it, use it. Then we got gather and gather mate. So gather and gather... Well, okay, so there's a few add-ons here at play. So, gather... when you pick up an herb or a treasure or a mining node or whatever, it shows up on the map. However, there's also a thing called gather mate and gather mate data. And what these do is that they bring in a database of all of them. Do I even? I don't even have them enabled. I'll go back and enable them. So we'll use gather here, and we will also have routes. Yes. Okay, let's hop on my my DK. Where are you, DK? Yeah, we'll use my DK for this. So, gather will register where you've picked up herbs, mining, and stuff like that. Whereas gather mate and gather mate data, I haven't actually used it on this server, so I might have to do it. So basically, what that does is it imports data. So you can go to gather mate data here, Wrath of the Lich King. You can do all three if you want. Gas clouds and fishing we don't care about. Treasure we don't care about. Herbalism mining, sure, why not? And you hit import. And then it imports your data. Let's see. It doesn't look like this one worked. No. Okay, let's do yeah, overwrite. Do I have gather mate 2 in here? Let's see. Haha. Gather mate 2. No. Gather. It's weird that... Oh, wait. I may have disabled them. General. Let's see here. Mining nodes. Only one. No. Let's just go always show. Always show. Always show. Always show. Always show. Okay. Can you see them now? There you go. Haha. I had some settings to disable them. It's really annoying when you're not actually doing it. So what it does is it imports all your ores, all your herbs, stuff like that. That's gathermate and gathermate data. And then you can use an add-on called roots. So let's say you are starting out as... Let's see. Do we have Dunmoreau here? Yeah. Let's say you're starting out as a dwarven paladin. And you want copper vein because you want to start farming. What you do, you create your route. Yeah. And then you just create your route. You go into routes. You can see I already have quite a few. Dunmoreau. And as you can see right now, the issue is if you go to Dunmoreau. Oh, that wasn't Dunmoreau. It looks really weird, but you can do certain steps to make it more smooth. I normally just keep the cluster radius as is. You just cluster them and foreground them, which lags your computer. So my computer is just completely frozen. There we go. And if we now go back, it looks better. Now, there are these, which will screw you up because they're right up in the mountain and they're bugged. But you can just kind of ignore it. And it's a general outline to just help you enjoy life a bit. And then we have Atlas loot. For those who don't know what that is, it's basically just so you can look up loot. So if you're wondering what drops in Azul Narub, you can look through it. It's nice when you're theory crafting, for example, Nax, which we're currently running on this progression server. You can see what drops in 25 man. And yeah, I mean, basically that's it. So basically you can see whichever weapon you're going to get. So, for example, Betrayer of the Humanity. Etc, etc. That is that. Anything else? I have recount. No, recount show. Basically just a DPS meter. I don't have Omen active. You have Deadly Boss mod, which basically it helps you look at raid and dungeons to tell you what you need to do. Really practical if you don't know the fights, and even if you do know the fights, it still tells you the timings, which is really useful. So that is it. a fairly short, a fairly messy, but still an add-on overview. These are the things I use. Atlas Loot, Auctionator, Gatherer, gather mate data, and gather mate as well as roots. Postal, Recount, mix scrolling battle text. At times I use Gear Score. Omen, if you need threat. And then you got Swatter, Titan Panel, DBM, and ElveUI. All add-ons are in the description below. Hope to see you guys on Odyssey WoW. Come check it out. Link to the Discord, link to the server webpage in the description below. It's a fairly new server. There are some things that aren't completely on point, but they're being worked on. Now that we're using Azeroth Core, there are a lot more people working on bugs and stuff. Important to note, I am in no sense an admin or a developer or owner of the server. I am just a community moderator and probably will stay that way. Hope to see you guys on, and until next time, take care. Hope to see you on the server, boys.